This path will lead you to an unholy place. A cemetery.
Hey everybody, Mark from Haunted Auckland here. Just thought I'd pop in and tell you one of my favourite little getaway places in Auckland. It's a very peaceful, well, you can hear the traffic going over top, but it's down below it's actually quite peaceful sometimes. The Auckland Harbour Bridge. You hear the traffic rumbling overhead. Quite a great view from up here. We get emails and messages sent to us all the time, people asking questions about getting started in paranormal research. How do you become a ghost hunter? You know, what do you do? What sort of equipment do you need? Do you need to study any courses? You know, what's the best equipment to use? So I thought I'd tackle that one right now. What is the best equipment to have for paranormal research? And I mean, really, we don't really have any direct answers, really, to be honest. It's because the paranormal field is such an unknown. There's so many unknown factors in it. For example, we don't even know what ghosts are. We don't know what they're made of. We don't know how they're created. We don't know where they're coming from. Are they even real? Is it something that's in our head? We don't know. We see them, sure, they exist. We do see them, they exist. But what are they? We don't know. So there aren't any gadgets out there that will actually detect or monitor or capture ghosts. Until we know what they are, we can't actually even begin to build something like that. Many theories about ghosts and what they are. So we try and work around theories, we try and work around some of the ideas about what ghosts might be. One of the popular theories is that ghosts are made of energy, that they're made of energy and that they absorb energy. And they can manipulate energy. So we kind of work with that. It's a good theory. I quite like it. It's a popular theory. Whether it's right or not, we don't know. But we work with those theories until other better theories come along. You've got to work with what you've got. So we use EMF meters. We use digital thermometers. Anything to measure or data gauge or record atmospheric conditions. We'll also use digital thermometers to measure any sort of heat change, any cold spots, any heat loss. One of the theories about ghosts is that if they do absorb energy, well, heat is an energy. So if a spirit is absorbing heat energy, that would leave a cold spot. It would leave a cold patch. So that's what cold spots are. So we kind of work with that. You know, we don't know if it's right or not. But we work with it, and so we use thermometers to measure whether there are any cold spots. And if we do feel cold spots, if we do measure cold spots, we try and figure out how, why, and all the questions around that to try and figure out what's creating that cold spot, what is creating that electrical field that we're measuring. The gadgets that we do use can create more questions that we really want in our lives, but you know. This whole paranormal field is all about discovery and asking questions and hopefully finding answers somewhere along the line, so you've got to go with what you've got. For me, I'm interested in capturing visual evidence. I'm interested in capturing an actual ghost on camera. I also need to capture any audio that comes along with it. So my favourite go-to piece of equipment is basic handycam. My preferred brand choice would be Sony. They bring out some very, very good cameras, especially with night shot function. Night shot function gives you infrared capabilities, and it means you can film in low light situations. You can film in the dark, which is very helpful for late night investigations. So I tend to use a lot of Sony cameras. We'll also use DVR systems which have multiple cameras that also film in infrared. So we'll use a multi-camera system setup. which is we have a screen set up so you can monitor that, and that records everything. It records, you know, 8 cameras filming various rooms, so that's very handy. It takes a lot to review those though afterwards, but I prefer my handy cams. Good basic. These have built-in digital hard drives. This one's got a 120 gigabyte hard drive. I've got a few others that have 60 gigabyte and 40 gigabyte. So that's a lot of space. You can record a lot directly onto your camera. So you're recording high quality visuals, up to 50 hours worth of this one, up to 50 hours of recording, high quality. You've also got infrared. You've also got a very good microphone on these, so you can record audio as well as the video as you're going. So to me that's important. For example, if you're doing an EVP session, if you're doing a communication session in a room, a lot of people just have an audio recorder going, and it'll be recording any audio. They'll be asking questions, and then they'll listen back to the audio, and they'll be hearing movement and sounds and other clicks and bobs and knocks and things going on in the background. They might also hear what they think is a voice in response. With a video camera, you can record the whole room. You can record all the people in that room. So when that sound happens, you can actually look at the video recording, listen for when that sound happens, and you can watch everybody's mouths, you can watch everybody's body movement, you can sort of gauge the room a bit more to see what happened, you know, what could have caused that sound, what could have caused that apparent voice. With a video recorder you can record a lot more. You get 2 for the price of 1 really. You get audio recorder and video recorder. So this is my preferred choice piece of equipment. We only have theories, so we work on those theories to see where it'll lead us, and oftentimes we end up with more questions than we started with, but that's okay. I'm in no rush. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. That's my take on it all anyway. I hope it's answered some of your questions, or one of your questions anyway, about equipment. I'm going to pass you over now to Sam. Sam, you there? You there, Sam? Sam's here. Sam? Sam, you here? You here, Sam? Hang on a sec, he was here a minute ago. Sam? There he is, there he is. Here's Sam.
Hey everyone, Sam here. I'm going to talk to you today about what my favourite tool is to use when on investigations. Either my favourite or what I think is the most important. But before I do that, I'm going to go through some of the basic tools that we use. So here we have the simple cell sensor, which is an EMF detector. So that will trigger with any EMF readings that we have. So it'll do a simple little beep like that. And we also have the digital thermometer. So that will detect any temperature movements in the room. So we just simply point and click with the laser, and it'll tell us the temperature. We also have the audio recorder here. So during communication sessions, we'll have this running. And that's what people like to capture EVPs with, so electronic voice phenomena. So when we're talking and asking questions, sometimes it may appear like we're getting a response or a few words back. So all of these are great, but when we're on investigations, I like to think of what the purpose is of what we're using these tools for. So these are good for detecting. My favorite piece of equipment is one of these, just a simple video camera, which we can use for recording. So all of these are great. With this, it's even better. So I've got a number of cameras here. We've got the HD camera that I usually just take around to take a few shots and recordings of the area. And we have something like this, which appears to be an old camera, but they're actually pretty good. You can grab something like this on Trade Me for around, I bought this one for $50, I think. So it's the Sony Handycam, and the night shot on these are really, really good. So when you're in dark rooms, it's really awesome for capturing low light images and recordings. So with an IR illuminator, the picture quality is actually not too bad. And then we have a step up, something like this, the DVR camera. This is a wireless one. It comes with a monitor here, so you can set up cameras around the building. All you need is a power outlet that actually has power going to it, which is a good start. And these are also wireless, so with the Wi-Fi connection, they can actually connect to the hub here, with it, as long as it's within range. And then we can monitor this little LCD here and keep that going all night. And of course, it records. So that's why I like cameras as the most important tool to take on an investigation, because it records data. It backs everything else that we use up, including trigger objects and temperature, EMF, even EVP recording. So if we have a camera set up and we're listening to the audio back, the camera will capture video and audio. So anything that we have a question about on an audio recording, we can go back to the video camera and we can review the footage and see what else the noise could have been. So there you have it. Favorite video camera.